Hello dear kids, welcome back. Today we are going to learn a new lesson from social studies, that is the grasslands, prairies. Okay, have you heard about prairies, the grasslands? Yes. The temperate zone, we all know, the temperate zone lies between the Tropic of Cancer, right? That is 23.5 degree north, and the Arctic Circle, it is in 66.5 degree north in the northern hemisphere, and the Tropic of Capricorn, that is 23.5 degrees south, and the Antarctic Circle is in 66.5 degrees south in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so this is what the location of a temperate zone, and the regions covered wild grass and very few plants in the temperate zone are called grasslands. So the grasslands are located in the temperate zone, and in this chapter we will read about, or we will learn about, the prairies of North America. Okay, and we also will learn about the major grasslands of the world, and the location, climate, wildlife and vegetation of the prairies, and also about the life of the people who live in the prairies. So let us have a look into the mind map. So this is the chapter, the grasslands, prairies. We will discuss the location, climate, vegetation and wildlife, then natural resources, economy and life of the people. So let us learn together. And grasslands are vast stretches of land with a continuous spread of grass. Yes, and these areas do not have tall trees or woody plants, and they are known by different names in different parts of the world. Do you know the names? Yes, for example, in North America it's known as prairies. And what about South Africa? In South Africa it's known as wells, and in Australia downs. Asia and Europe it is steppes, and in South America pampas. Okay, so prairie is a French word which means meadows or grasslands. So let us learn about the location of prairies. The prairies lie in the middle of North America and extend from Canada in the north to Mexico in the south, and from the Rocky Mountains in the west to the Great Lakes and the river Ohio in the east. So this is what the location. And do you know the famous rivers? Yes, the Mississippi and Missouri. These are the two rivers flow through the prairies, and they provide water for irrigation. And what about the climate? Yes, in the northern hemisphere grasslands are usually located in the interiors of the continent. Interior means inside. Interiors of the continents. Hence, the prairies have an extreme climate with hot summers and cold winters. Yes, we have already learned about the difference between the places situated nearby the seashore and the interiors. Interior parts of the continent of the land will experience extreme climate, right? So here in the prairies also no changes, it's extreme climate. In summers it's very hot, and in winters it's too cold. And this region receives moderate rainfall, and in winters, yes, there is heavy snowfall and rainfall. Got it? Yes. And let us see the vegetation. Yes, the climate and soil of the prairies are suitable for the growth of grasses, and very few trees grow on the prairies. And grasses grow in spring, and by autumn they turn to hay. Yes, grasses grow in spring, and by autumn they turn to hay. Great. And wildlife. The animals. Yes, the animals found in the prairies have adapted themselves to the climate. Coyote, badger, fox, and prairie dog are some animals found in the region. And some common birds found here are golden eagle, hawk, falcon, and quail. And bison were widely seen in the prairies. However, now they are in danger of extinction. Do you know what is extinction? Extinction means a state in which a plant or an animal stop existing. Now let us learn about the natural resources of the prairies. Petroleum, natural gas, and lignite coal are mined in large quantities in the prairies. And in the recent years, oil refineries have also been developed in these areas. And the prairies are also known for their wind power. Very important. The prairies are also famous for their wind power. And the region contributes to wind power in the United States of America. Yes. And we are moving to the next, that is economy. Economy of the prairies. The people living in the prairies are basically farmers, and therefore agriculture is the main occupation. So agriculture is the main occupation of prairies. And do you know the major crops grown here? Yeah, the major crops grown here include wheat, barley, oats, corn, rye, then cotton and maize. Wheat is produced in large quantities in the central and northern prairies, and wheat is exported to all parts of the world, and there are large wheat farms in the prairies. Therefore, this region is called the bread basket of the world. Okay, so the prairies are known as the bread basket of the world. Like in northern plains, it's known as the food bowl of India. In the same way, the prairies is known as the bread basket of the world. Okay, great. Now we will move to the life of the people, how the people lived. The farmers of the prairies live in big farms. Really nice. And each farm has a farmhouse or homestead where farmers live with their families and other workers. And farmers who live on the farm are called cowboys. You might have noticed in the t-shirt and it's written cowboys. Yes. So the farmers who live in the farm are called cowboys. And the western part of this region is hilly and therefore less fertile. Okay. And people living here are cattle. And the land or the lands are used for rearing cattle and horses. And over the years, modern farmhouses have been built in the grasslands, and they are called ranches. Modern farmhouse in the prairies is known as ranches, and these ranches are used for agriculture and breeding and rearing of animals. And the animals are reared for their meat, milk, and milk products. Many of these farms export dairy products. Okay, and in many of these farms, milking of cows is done with the help of machines. Thus, machines have replaced manual labor in the recent years. Okay, so here let's have a look into the video of the significance or the important features of prairies. So it's really beautiful. And let us have a recap of our chapter. So in this chapter we have learned the grasslands in North America are called prairies. Then prairies are known as the bread basket of the world. Then the region experiences extreme climatic conditions since they are in the interior part. And coyote, badger, fox and prairie dog are some animals found in the prairies. And what is a famous or main occupation? Yes, farming is the main occupation of the prairies. So study well, all the best, take care.